Go with the former, right?
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest. Fiscal incentives, disincentives, I talked about this, so I won't go in it. In terms of the land use built environment characteristics, so to explain this further, so I chose 4 factors. The first is population density. So for example, we see cities like Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, they're quite population dense, Hong Kong, and they have very good public transport networks. I think there's an argument that you need a very high population density in order to support that sort of public transport network, but at the moment in Brunei we don't have that population density. In terms of locations, for example, your kampong location from, for example, your place of work. So this does influence the number, the distance that you do have to travel and the amount of trips that you do take every day, and then public transport, which I talked about, and a mix of land uses. So for example, if you live in a kampong and you have a mini gadong, you have a mini empire, you have a mini hospital within that particular kampong, so you wouldn't have to travel as far as you do now. I'll be looking at the causality in these relationships with regards to travel, the extent of that causality, as well as policy implications. But I'd like to stress that I haven't started this sort of research yet because, well, most social sciences students, we only begin our research in summer term, so I don't have any results to share with you at the moment. To briefly sum up, I think it was nice that Shadana brought it up just now about existing literature. And I think that in order to do any sort of substantial academic research on a topic, you do need a base level of existing literature in order to build upon, because you need theory to sort of do a research project. I think one of the most important things in Brunei with regards to travel is that we do need a national travel survey, because we do need to know what kind of trips that the people in Brunei are taking at the moment. So are the majority of trips the trips to gadong, are they trips to work or health places and so forth? I think this is important. And I think we need to follow the steps of the Ministry of Health in Brunei, because they have conducted a national health survey, and I think they're on to the 2nd one now. So I think that in terms of transport, we do need to follow in those steps. Again, this is a recurring theme that has been brought up much today about how it is quite difficult to get information from government departments. I myself tried to get data about car ownership statistics from the Land Transport Department in Brunei, but I wrote official letters in January and went through MOE, but they have yet to reply, so I think that's an indication of the sort of lengthy processes that are involved in getting data from Brunei. Another thing is the data availability online. It is quite difficult to get data from government websites because they are quite outdated. I don't think they're updated regularly. So to conclude, a brief summary of the current built environment characteristics in Brunei. We have a population of 380,000, which is very, very low compared to other countries. Our population density is also relatively low. We have a population density of 66 per square kilometer. To put that into context, Kuala Lumpur 7,000, Singapore City 8,000, and BSP only has 272,000. So we do have low population density and low population. And our physical form is such that we live in big houses, big garden. So the form of our development is sort of sprawl. So people live far away from each other, it's quite spread out. So the implications of this for public transport and car dependency, I think it isn't sort of unrealistic for us to expect a good public transport network in the country at the moment because of the sort of physical form that we live in, and also it is hard to get around without the car, to be honest. But in the future, according to the United Nations, our population is expected to double by 2050, which is shown in this chart. Our population density is also expected to double by 2050. So the implications of this for the transport situation in the country, I think we do need to think about sort of developing alternative forms of transport, because we can't rely on the car forever. The oil resources will be gone one day. That might be in 2050, we don't know. So this is a nice summary slide, I thought. We do have environmental pressures and oil resources are dwindling in supply. So I think that sort of research into transport and travel is important because we do need to sort of know ways in which to affect travel in the country. Because should we need to in the future, because I think that is a very high possibility. Thank you.